This was the worst PFL card I have watched in 2026. Does that mean it was bad? Absolutely not. But still, it was the worst card. Let me give you a recap. South Dakota's Brett Bai winning his Pro MMA debut in style. He's a wrestler, but he showed he has pretty good striking. Very good prospect. Angel Alvarez versus Bryce Logan was a fun fight. I'm surprised that Bryce Logan still managed to fight despite taking these shots and eating that head kick in the second round. Taylor Santos, the woman who put Valentina Shevchenko on the brink of defeat, destroys her opponent, Jan, who was a former Road to UFC fighter. Destruction. And Humberto Bandenay has very good striking with terrible grappling, which was exposed by the Korean Sungwon Kim. Sabrina De Souza versus Cheyenne Bowers, that was a war. Cheyenne had a good striking, good pressure. I thought that Sabrina's pressure would be the problem here, but she was getting out pressured, but she still managed to show some heart. Attack from range, attack from being in the back foot. She's a pretty good prospect. With only 5 Pro MMA fights, I feel like she can grow. Plus, she's very young at 25. She has a lot of potential. And also, Sergey Bilostenier is a minimum top 10 heavyweight in the UFC. With his flashy strikes, good boxing, decent wrestling, Sergey Bilostenier is a minimum top 10. He beat Renan Ferreira anywhere the fight went. Standing, outboxed him. Grappling, outgrappled him. And then eventually knocked him out in the 3rd round. So it's funny how you guys make fun of people who are watching PFL, which is dumb, because if you're a true MMA fan, you would never make fun of those who watch other promotions as well. But you guys watch prelim fights in the UFC of guys who are extremely low level. Like you watch Tai Tuivasa and Louis Sutherland, guys who are not even PFL level. They go to the PFL, they will get destroyed big time. In fact, Louis Sutherland, 0-2 in Bellator. 0-2. So it's okay to watch Tai Tuivasa and Louis Sutherland, but you cannot watch someone like Sergey Bilostenier who kicks their asses and beats them up so bad. Isn't that pathetic and inconsistent? Fake MMA fans? And of course, this light heavyweight fight between Simeon Powell and Emiliano Sordi was a war. Crazy. Taking big shots. I'm surprised the fight lasted as long as it did. Simon Powell has decent takedown defense. He has heart and conditioning, but he needs to work on his striking defense because he's taking all these big shots, and anyone in the UFC with this heavy power could knock him out. However, Simon Powell is a tall, big guy with power in his hands. And I thought this fight was a robbery at first glance because Gaji, while he had the wrestling and he laid and preyed on Chizov multiple times, Chizov had the pretty good boxing, good combinations, was destroying him on the feet. He was doing the damage. And based on this MMA scoring criteria, effective damage trumps grappling. So I think that Chizov should have won that fight. But, you know, as the saying goes, don't leave it to the judges. And Logan Storley, being a high level wrestler with a tough chin, managed to ragdoll his Albanian opponent, Florim Zendeli. Sorry, Albanians, your man lost. No tekeleli spirit for you guys. But in that fight was kind of weird. The Albanian guy, Florim, got docked 2 points in the first round for fence grabs. Typically in the UFC, you're given a warning if you do it one time. But this ref had no mercy, didn't play around, and immediately docked 2 points back-to-back in the first round because Florian Zendeli kept on grabbing the fence. That being said, Florim had a good round in the 3rd round, defending takedowns in series, landing some nice shots, causing Storley to bleed. But Storley has heart and a chin. Yes, he was bleeding, but he can take a shot big time, and he kept on pressing forward with the wrestling. to win the fight 30-25. Anyways, overall, this event was the worst event, but still wasn't a bad event. I think the last two events, or the last two fights of the Sioux Falls event, kind of ruined it, in my opinion. But this event, which was the worst in PFL 2026, is better than UFC's worst. Better than 326, in my opinion, and better than the Zalal Sterling event. So guys, you hating on PFL is stupid.